You ever sit alone long enough to hear the echoes of your own silence? That's when the truth starts whispering in your ear. A truth most people don't have the guts to face. See, the world don't care about your pain. It don't care about your tears, your struggles, or the nights you spent bleeding into your own hands. The world, it's indifferent, and the strongest ones, the ones who claw their way out of the pit, they learn that the hard way, alone, always alone. People love to talk about loyalty, about family, about brotherhood. But let me tell you something. Loyalty fades when the fire gets too hot. Family turns their backs when the storm gets too wild. Brotherhood, that's just a word. When you hit the ground, broken and gasping, don't expect anyone to lift you up. They'll step over your body and move on like you never existed. That's the truth. The strongest warriors don't rise because someone saved them. They rise because they saved themselves. You want to know why the strongest are always alone? It's because we see the world for what it really is. A battlefield. And on the battlefield, you trust no one but yourself. Trust gets you killed. Hope gets you betrayed. Love carves a hole so deep in your chest, you'll spend the rest of your life trying to fill it with ashes. You think I'm wrong? Look back at every time you opened your heart, every time you let someone in. Where are they now? Gone. But you're still here, barely breathing but alive. And that's all that matters. Pain changes you. It sharpens you, hardens you. It carves away the weak parts until all that's left is something raw, unbreakable. Pain teaches you lessons the soft hearts will never understand. It whispers in your ear, don't trust, don't depend, don't break. You take that pain and you wear it like armor. Let it seep into your bones, fuel your rage, your hunger, your drive. You're not a victim, you're a warrior. And warriors don't get sympathy, they get scars. You ever notice how quiet it gets at the top? That's because most people don't make it. They give up, they crumble. But you keep climbing, clawing your way through the mud, the blood, and the lies. And when you get there, when you stand at the top of the mountain, you'll look around and realize there's no one else. The summit is cold, silent, and lonely. But that's where the strongest stand, alone, watching the weak crumble below. You think strength comes from numbers, from having people by your side? Nah, strength comes from standing when your legs are broken, from fighting when your hands are shaking, from walking through fire and coming out alive, alone. You've been abandoned, betrayed, forgotten. Good. Use it. Let it fuel you. Let their absence remind you that you don't need anyone. Every scar, every tear, every ounce of pain. That's your story. That's your power. Wear it like a crown. People fear the ones who don't break, who don't bend. They'll try to label you cold, cruel, heartless. Let them. Because those labels, they're just words, and words don't cut as deep as the knives you've already pulled from your back. You've got nothing to prove to them, nothing to show. Your silence will scream louder than their empty voices ever could. You were born into this war, and no one handed you a map. No one gave you a way out. But you survived, barely. You survived the lies, the betrayal, the loneliness, and now you're stronger for it. While they were busy hiding from the storm, you walked straight into it. While they were breaking under the weight, you carried it. And now they look at you with fear, with envy, because they know you're not like them. You're something else, something they'll never be. But don't get it twisted. This path ain't for everyone. Most people don't have the guts to walk it. They'll talk big, act tough, but the second the shadows creep in, they'll fold. You embrace the dark. You make it your home. Because you've realized the truth. The strongest warriors are forged in the blackest nights. And when the dawn comes, it's not the light that saves you. It's the fire inside you, the one you kept burning when the world tried to snuff it out. So keep walking, warrior. Keep fighting, keep burning. You don't owe anyone an explanation, an apology, or your trust. You owe yourself the victory, the climb, the crown. And when they see you standing there, bloodied but unbroken, they'll finally understand. The strongest are always alone. And that's exactly how it's meant to be. Most people will never admit. Strength, real strength. It's not about muscles or power or money. It's about how much pain you can carry and still move forward. You think being strong means you don't feel anything. No. Being strong means you feel it all. Every betrayal, every loss, every heartbreak. And you keep going anyway. You think a warrior is someone who never falls? Nah. A warrior is someone who falls 1,000 times, but gets up 1,001. The truth is, the world is full of cowards. People who will promise you the moon and stars, only to disappear the second it gets dark. People who will smile in your face while plotting how to stab you in the back. They'll laugh at your pain, dismiss your struggles, and then pretend to mourn when you're gone. That's why you can't depend on anyone. You hear me? No one. Not your friends, not your family, not your so-called loved ones. Depend on yourself. That's it. You want something done? Do it yourself. You want to survive? Fight for yourself. You want to win? Burn for it. Alone. You think you've lost everything? Good. Now you're dangerous. Because a man who's lost it all is a man with nothing to lose. They can't threaten you anymore. They can't use your love, your trust, your hopes against you. You're free. Free to carve your own path, to fight your own battles, to become the monster they fear and the warrior they'll never forget. Listen, every time you begged for someone to stay, every time you reached out only to find an empty hand, you were learning that the world doesn't owe you kindness, learning that the only person you can count on is the one staring back at you in the mirror. And yeah, it's a hard pill to swallow. But once you do, you'll realize it's the most liberating truth there is. The road you're walking, it's brutal, it's lonely, but it's yours. And when you reach the end, you won't owe anyone a damn thing. Not their approval, not their acceptance, not their fake applause. The scars on your soul, the blood on your hands, they'll be your proof. Proof that you fought, that you endured, that you didn't just survive, you thrived. In a world that tried to crush you, you stood tall, alone. People love to romanticize strength. They make it sound noble, heroic. But real strength, it's ugly, it's messy, it's sleepless nights and empty rooms. It's screaming into the void and getting silence in return. It's tearing yourself apart and rebuilding from the ashes, alone. And let me tell you something, there's no shame in it. No shame in being broken, in being alone. Because that's where the real warriors are born. They'll call you cold, distant, unfeeling. Let them misunderstand you. Let them fear you. Their opinions don't matter. Their judgments don't define you. You don't need their validation to be who you are. A lion doesn't lose sleep over the opinions of sheep. And you're the lion, the predator, the survivor. You're the one who kept going when everyone else gave up. Remember that. You're not like them. And that's a blessing, not a curse. Because the ones who walk this path, they don't need the noise, the crowd, the fake love. They find peace in the silence, strength in the solitude. They don't wait for someone to save them. They save themselves. They don't need a hand to hold. They wield their own blade. And when the world burns, they don't run. They stand in the flames, unflinching, unbroken. So let them talk. Let them mock your pain, your silence, your solitude. They don't understand it, and they never will. They're too soft, too fragile, too scared to face the truth. But you've faced it, you've embraced it, and now you carry it with you every step of the way. Not as a burden, but as a badge, a reminder of who you are and what you've endured. The strongest are always alone, not because they want to be, but because they have to be. Because the only way to survive in a world like this is to walk your own path, fight your own battles, and trust no one but yourself. And yeah, it's a hard road, but it's the only road that leads to freedom, to strength, to victory. So keep walking, keep fighting, keep burning, because the world isn't going to hand you anything. If you want it, you have to take it. And when you do, when you finally stand at the top, alone and unshaken, they'll see. They'll understand. You didn't need them. You never did. And that's what makes you unstoppable. You think this is where it ends. You think this silence, this darkness, this endless fight is all there is. Nah. This is just the beginning. The ones who crawl through hell don't stop once they've tasted the fire. They become it. You don't survive a world like this to just sit quietly in the corner, hoping the pain forgets your name. No, you rise, harder, sharper, a weapon forged in the flames of your own destruction. You think being alone is a curse? It's not. It's freedom. When you're alone, there's no one to betray you, no one to lie to you, no one to weigh you down with their weakness. It's just you and the truth. And yeah, it's a brutal truth, a cold one, but it's yours. It doesn't bend, it doesn't break, and it doesn't leave. Unlike them. Let me tell you something about people. They'll cheer for you when you're winning, but the second you stumble, they'll vanish. Like ghosts, like shadows. They're not here for you. They're here for what they can take from you. Your light, your strength, your hope. They'll drain you dry, and when there's nothing left, they'll move on. That's why you don't let them in. You keep your walls high, your gates locked. You don't owe them your heart, your trust, or your time. You owe yourself. That's it. People love to talk about destiny, about purpose, like it's some magical thing that's just handed to you. But let me tell you the truth, they're lying. Destiny isn't given, it's taken. Purpose isn't found, it's built. Brick by bloody brick. You want something in this life? Fight for it, bleed for it, burn for it. And when they tell you it's impossible, when they laugh in your face and say you'll never make it, let that be your fuel. Let their doubt ignite a fire in you that no storm can extinguish. Do you know why the strongest are always alone? It's because they've seen the truth. They've seen the lies, the games, the masks people wear, and they've chosen not to play. They've chosen to walk away, to carve their own path, even if it means walking it alone, because they know that strength isn't found in numbers. It's found in the quiet, in the stillness, in the moments when it's just you and the darkness, and you make the choice to keep going. You think the scars on your soul make you weak? Nah. They make you unstoppable. Every wound, every heartbreak, every betrayal. They're not your failures. They're your victories. Proof that you faced the storm and survived. Proof that no matter how many times life knocked you down, you got back up. And that's what makes you dangerous. That's what makes you a threat. Because you've already been through the worst, and you're still here, standing, breathing, fighting. They want you to believe you're broken, that you're less because you feel too much, because you've lost too much. But here's the thing, they're wrong. You're not broken. You're evolving, growing, becoming something they'll never understand. They fear you because they see in you what they lack. The courage to face the darkness and come out stronger. The will to keep going when everything in you is screaming to stop. You think this pain you're carrying is a burden? It's not. It's your weapon, your shield, your fire. Pain is what separates the warriors from the weak. It's what sharpens your edges, hardens your resolve. The world tried to break you, and instead it gave you the one thing it can't take away. Your strength, your unshakable, undeniable, relentless strength. They'll call you heartless, cold, ruthless, good. Let them see the fire in your eyes, the steel in your spine. Let them choke on their own words when they realize you don't need their approval, their acceptance, their fake love. You don't need anything from them, because everything you need is already inside you. The drive, the hunger, the power. It's all there, waiting for you to unleash it. You're not like them, and thank whatever gods exist for that. You weren't made to follow, to conform, to fit into their little boxes. You were made to rise, to fight, to conquer. And yeah, it's a lonely road, but it's the only road that leads to greatness, to freedom, to a life where you don't just survive, you dominate. So keep going, keep climbing, keep fighting. Let the world throw everything it has at you. Let it try to break you, to crush you, to silence you. And when the dust settles, when the smoke clears, you'll still be standing, alone, but undefeated. And that's what makes you unstoppable. That's what makes you a warrior. Because the strongest are always alone. not because they have to be, but because they choose to be, because they know that true strength doesn't come from the people around you. It comes from within, from the fire that burns in your soul, the storm that rages in your heart. And as long as that fire burns, as long as that storm rages, you'll never fall, never break, never stop. So go ahead, let them doubt you, let them mock you, let them leave. You don't need them. You never did. You're a warrior, a survivor, a king. And when they look back, when they see what you've become, they'll realize they were wrong about you. But by then, it'll be too late, because you'll be gone, unreachable, untouchable, and they'll be left with nothing but regret. While you'll be standing at the top, alone, but victorious. And that's all that matters. They'll call you a monster, not because you've done wrong, but because you've dared to survive in a world that thrives on breaking people like you. They hate what they can't control. And they'll never control you, not your heart, not your mind, and damn sure not your soul. They'll call you dangerous. Good. Be dangerous. Be the thing they fear in the dead of night. Be the one they whisper about, but never dare confront. Because here's the thing they'll never admit. Fear is respect. It's their way of acknowledging your strength without choking on the words. They fear you because you've seen the truth. You've walked through their lies, torn through their masks, and now they can't touch you. You've become something they'll never be. Untouchable, unbreakable, undeniable. You ever notice how the world loves to worship the fallen after they're gone? They build statues, write stories, cry crocodile tears over graves they never visited while the person was still breathing. That's the game they play. They don't appreciate strength while it's alive, because it reminds them of their own weakness. They wait until it's silent, cold, and gone to celebrate it. But you don't need their empty praises. You don't need their hollow apologies. You're not here to be liked, to be loved, to be accepted. You're here to rise, to conquer, to leave a mark so deep it's impossible to erase. They'll tell you to forgive, to let go, to move on. But forgiveness? That's a luxury for the naive. You don't forget the knives they put in your back. You don't forget the hands that pushed you into the fire. You don't forget the faces of the ones who watched you drown and turned away. You remember. You let that memory burn inside you, fuel you, drive you. Not for revenge, no. Revenge is for fools. You do it to rise, to prove that nothing and no one can hold you down. Let them call you bitter. Let them say you're cold. They don't know the battles you've fought, the wars you've waged within yourself just to get out of bed in the morning. They don't know the nights you spent staring at the ceiling, your chest heavy with the weight of every betrayal, every failure, every lost hope. They don't know, and they never will, because they can't handle the truth of it. They can't handle the fire it takes to walk through hell and come out on the other side. And you know what? That's fine. You don't need them to understand. Their understanding doesn't change a damn thing. It doesn't undo the pain, doesn't erase the scars. Their opinions don't matter. Their words don't matter. The only thing that matters is you, your fight, your strength, your will to keep going, even when every part of you is screaming to stop. This world is a battlefield, and every day you wake up, you're stepping into the fight again. There's no room for weakness here, no room for doubt. You either rise or you fall. You either fight or you die. And you've already chosen. You chose to fight when everyone else gave up. You chose to rise when they left you in the dirt. You chose to be the storm they couldn't weather, the fire they couldn't extinguish. You think it's unfair? Of course it is. Fairness is a lie. Justice is a myth. The world isn't built for people like you. It's built to break you, to crush your spirit, to make you believe you're less. But you're not less. You're more. You're the exception to their rules, the one who doesn't fold, who doesn't bend, who doesn't stop. And that's why they hate you. That's why they fear you. Because no matter how hard they try, they can't break you. But don't get it twisted, this strength you carry. It's not a gift, it's a curse. It isolates you, alienates you, makes you a target. The stronger you get, the lonelier it becomes. The higher you climb, the fewer people you'll find standing beside you. And that's okay, because the strongest are always alone. Not because they want to be, but because they have to be. It's the price of survival, the cost of greatness. You want to know what keeps you going? It's not hope, it's not love. It's not some naive belief that things will get better. It's anger. Pure, unrelenting, white-hot anger. Anger at the world for trying to break you. Anger at the people who left you behind. Anger at yourself for ever believing you needed them. You take that anger and you channel it. You use it to build yourself back up, stronger, harder, colder than ever before. Anger isn't your enemy, it's your ally. It's the fire that keeps you warm when the world turns cold. And when it's all said and done, when the dust finally settles, you'll look around and see the truth. The strongest don't just survive, They dominate. They thrive in the chaos, find peace in the pain, and rise from the ashes of their own destruction, alone, always alone. But that's not something to mourn. That's something to celebrate. Because being alone means you're free. Free to be who you are. Free to fight your battles your way. Free to walk your path without the weight of anyone else's expectations, opinions, or lies. You're not tied down, not held back. You're unstoppable. So keep going, keep fighting, keep burning. Because the world isn't going to stop for you, and you sure as hell aren't going to stop for it. You're the storm, you're the fire, you're the warrior, and the strongest. They're always alone.